Hi, everybody. We're going to be getting started, obviously, after 11, but not quite a quorum yet. We are recording and on YouTube, though, so just want to make sure everybody knows.
Mm.
Hi, Kat.
Morning, John. How are you?
Good. Happy summer.
Not for long.
I know. Unless you go by the stars, then it's September 21st.
And Kat, do we have a quorum?
I'm fixing everybody's names, and I will let you know very soon.
I believe we do.
Yes, I think we're all set, and we are recording and live on YouTube. So whenever you guys want to get ready, you're all set.
All right, wonderful. All right, so good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the Tuesday, August 26, 2025 committee meeting of the Legislative Regulation Review Committee to order at 11 o'clock exactly. We're beginning right on time. And let me say it's particularly exciting for me. If you can see, I'm at Quinnipiac University right now in the classroom where I'm teaching constitutional law for this semester. And so the students are joining on CTN, but they're here part of the process, which I thought would be a cool experience for them. And we're going to talk about separation of powers. And in fact, my good co-chair is going to come in at some point as well, and we'll talk about how our committee works. So I think it'll be wonderful for the students. So I hope they're excited about it. You can't see them, but I can see them here, and they're watching on CTN. So let me ask my good co-chair, if she has any comments.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm looking forward to meeting your students. I just want to say hello to everybody and knowing that we have students and educators going back across the state, just wanting to wish everybody a safe and productive school year.
Yes, happy back to school day for many people today. Wonderful. Do our ranking members want to begin with any comments?
No, just wish the best to everybody.
Good morning. Yes, also wishing the best, and just wanted to state for the record that I am not driving personally. So if you see the car moving, it's not me behind the wheel.
Important point to add. Thank you, Representative Wheelander. Terrific.
Unless you were in England or something.
Right. I am not. Thank you, though.
All right, wonderful. So let's get started then with our business. But Madam Administrator, would you please administer a quorum call?
Representative Carpino.
Here.
Senator Gedker Wilcox,
Here.
Senator Kissel,
Here.
Representative Wheeling,
Here.
Uh-oh, freeze. Uh-oh.
I
Cat,
think
you-
she froze.
Yeah, Cat, you froze.
Oh, yeah.
I'll text Kat.
Yeah. And I said here instead of the Zoom tradition of Senator Kissel is here.
But your video was on, so that was
There we
that
go.
was the big.
How quickly we forget.
So I wanted to, while we're waiting for Kat to come back on, Representative Carpino and myself are going to rappel down the Mohegan Sun on Friday. She has been doing this for as long as this has been going on, I believe. Having worked with Special Olympics, she told me today, for 22 years. So I'm super excited to join her down the Mohegan Sun, rappelling all the way down for a fundraiser for Special Olympics. And for those of you who would like to perhaps join me, I'm going with Heather Bannister on a skydiving excursion for veterans, and she and I will be flying out of a very small airplane, about 20,000 feet in the air, uh, spiraling down till the parachute comes out, and then it's a very calm thing that we're going to do. So and that is for veterans. So we have two very exciting fundraisers going on. Representative Carpino and our LCO Heather Bannister. So
Wow, worthy causes, but you guys are adrenaline junkies and I'm just not.
You're very kind. This is only my third year, and you know what? Credit to the Special Olympics family. They adopted me a long time ago. I'm a mere volunteer. They're tremendous athletes, and I know that all of you do some great things in your district too. But yes, feel free to come by and watch us land safely.
Good
That's
luck, you
our
both.
hope,
That's
that you
amazing.
land safely.
Yeah,
And thanks for your work with We Veterans. I really appreciate it.
yeah, awesome.
And for anyone who's just joining, we're just waiting for our wonderful administrator to come back on, Kat. So she's her computer just froze. So we're just give her a minute to get back on.
Well, propitious because we learned all that cool stuff.
there's other things going on too, John. I'm gonna climb up the mast on the Bark Eagle, take a little bit of a ride on the zip line at Mashantucket. My grandson says I'm a lunatic now, but being a great grandmother now, I can do whatever I want.
Well, you've always been able to do whatever you want, but you're in high gear right now. It's good to see this side of you, Senator Austin.
So folks, I'm going to recommend that we stand at recess for just a few minutes. Having just talked to our administrator, she's having some difficulty getting back in. I know we don't do that very often in this
No.
committee, but just so you all know, she's working on getting in. I just spoke to her. She's having some difficulties. So apologize for the technical difficulties, but it was bound to get to this committee at some point.
We'll call it a good sign.
I thought it was you over here hiding.
If anybody on the committee wants to share for the students, why this committee is valuable in terms of separation of powers, we can maybe do that now. We're going to talk about it after. Senator Kissel, maybe you want to?
Yeah, I just want to, first of all, your students all should know that they have an awesome professor with Professor Gadkar Wilcox. I've enjoyed working with her tremendously. But yeah, the Regs Review Committee is created, especially in the legislature. It's unlike any other committee that we have. And it's the one where we will review proposals put forward by the executive branch agencies making sure that the regulations, which so often are what really directly impacts our constituents, whether it's individuals or businesses, whether they actually comport with the letter and spirit of the statutes that we passed, making sure that it's a seamless work of the government and that the legislative will is enacted and put forward by the executive branch. So it's really important. And it's the only committee left in the legislature that is evenly divided by Republicans and Democrats, and that's extraordinary as well. So it evinces a desire by the legislature to be very even-handed in reviewing what the administration puts forward. And the last part I'd put forward for the students is we have an excellent support staff, excellent attorneys on this committee reviewing these regulations in great detail. It is time consuming, difficult work. And if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to do as an educated job as I try to do as ranking member and a past co-chair of this committee. So your students should be duly impressed, not only with the work of the legislature and executive branch, but all the support staff that really make government work.
Thank you, Senator Kissel. That was wonderful. So we don't have to spend time after talking about it. And we will talk about the difference between statutes and regulations and why that check is so important as well. So that was wonderful. So
well, it's an
you can
intro.
also come and join. I know Representative Carpino is going to be joining.
I want to hear Representative Godfrey's message to your class.
Yeah.
I thank you. It's a delight to have you all here. We're the only, if I'm not mistaken, we're the only constitutionally required committee of the General Assembly. Our Constitution actually creates the ability of the legislature to add this check and balance to the workings of state government. You know, we do statutes, we authorize various all agencies to do regulations, which kind of fill in the blanks and do the bureaucratic part and the process part for us, but they have to come back to the Regs Review Committee to be approved, disapproved, changed sometimes. Sometimes this goes on for some time. It's all under the Uniform Administrative Procedures Act, which has been on the books from time out of mind. But those of us who are members are just so enjoy our work and our contacts with various and sundry executive branch agencies. It's really important. And since I'm assuming this is a college class, I want to put in a plug. The Connecticut General Assembly has an internship program for college level students. Our application should be up October, November. It's a program that runs from January to May every year. It's competitive. It's really mind-boggling. You get to come in and watch how the sausages are made, you know, to borrow a cliche. And you get to work one-on-one with an individual legislature. And it's important that you be able to there's research involved, there's meetings involved, there's constituent work involved, letters and emails and phone calls. But I think most importantly, you get to network. You get to meet a lot of people in state government. I know many interns who have gone on to be working for state government, all three branches, who have run for elected office. But my favorite, which has nothing to do with the legislature, every once in a while, I had an intern in 2020 who met another intern, and I got to marry them. It's just a wonderful, life-changing opportunity. So anybody who's interested, just go to our webpage. All the information is there under the internship committee. And I hope we'll see some of you in the coming session.
Wow. Education and romance.
Well, thank
Hi,
you.
everybody. I'm
full
back. I'm
service.
so sorry.
Hey.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Kat.
Okay.
Otherwise, I was going to offer to take notes with the entire public universe there as somebody who could confirm what actually happened. But I will defer to you now, Madam Co-Chair, for this.
Thank you so much, my good co-chair, Representative Carpino, and thank you to Senator Kissel and Representative Godfrey for you both seem like educators actually, and that's so I have to get you in the classroom as well. But I'm very excited for Representative Carpino to come in, and we'll talk about, especially as Senator Kissel mentioned, the structure of this committee, which is special, and then the role of this committee when it comes to separation of power. So. Great. All right. So, but we're back now, back to our agenda and back to business. All right. So we're going to begin with today's business. First, we have proposed regulation.
Senator, we
I'm
actually
sorry.
have to finish the quorum call.
Quorum call. I'm sorry. We're in the middle of the quorum call. Yes. So let's finish the quorum call. Thank you, Madam Administrator. Will you administer the quorum call?
Representative Wieslander, I didn't catch your video before I crashed, so.
Representative Wieslander is here.
Thank you. Representative Biggins. Senator Ciccarella.
Senator Ciccarella is here.
Representative Fishbein.
Representative Fishbein is here.
One more time for your video, sir.
Yes, Representative Fishbein is here.
Hey,
Thank you. Representative Godfrey.
And Representative Godfrey is here.
Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley here.
One more time for video.
Senator Hartley here.
Thank you. Representative Claire DeStitria.
Representative Claire DeStitria is here.
Representative McGordy. Representative McGordy, I saw you out there.
I was having a problem with my microphone. I am here.
Okay. Senator Austin.
Senator Austin's present.
Representative Ryan.
Is here.
One more time, sir.
Representative Ryan's here.
Thank you. And Senator Summers. All right, we have a quorum. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so we'll begin today's business with our first proposed regulation 2025-023 from the Department of Consumer Protection, Home Inspector Intern Requirements. I'd entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Senator Kissel, and I'm sorry, I didn't see the second.
Second, Bob Godfrey.
Second by Representative Godfrey. Thank you. Okay. Is there any discussion on this? Nope. Okay, seeing none. Madam Administrator, will you please call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2025-023 from Department of Consumer Protection regarding home inspector intern requirements, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections. Representative Carpino.
Representative Carpino votes yes.
Senator Gadkar-Wilcox.
Senator Gadkar-Wilcox votes yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Wieslander.
Representative Wieslander votes yes.
Representative Biggins. Senator Ciccarella.
Senator Ciccarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Representative Fishbein votes yes.
Representative Godfrey.
And Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley, yes.
One more time for your video.
Senator Hartley, yes.
Thank you. Representative Claire DeStitria.
Representative Claire DeStitria votes yes.
Representative McGordy.
Representative McGordy votes yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
One more time for video.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. Representative Ryan.
Representative Ryan votes yes.
Thank you. And Senator Summers. All right, we're all set.
Wonderful, thank you. Next, we have proposed regulation 2025-024 from the Department of Consumer Protection, automatic fire sprinkler layout technician licensing fees. I'd entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Senator Kissel, seconded by Representative Godfrey. Any discussion on this? Nope. Seeing none, Madam Administrator, will you please call the roll?
Proposed Regulation 2025-024 from the Department of Consumer Protection regarding automatic fire sprinkler layout technician licensing fees. We're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections. Representative Carpino.
Representative Carpino votes yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox votes yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Wieslander.
Representative Wieslander votes yes.
Representative Biggins. Senator Ciccarella.
Senator Ciccarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Representative Fishbein votes yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley, yes.
One more time for video.
This is not working well today. Senator Hartley, yes.
Thank you. Representative Claire DeCitria.
Representative Claire DeCitria votes yes.
Representative McGorty.
Representative McGorty votes yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
One more for video.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. Representative Ryan
Representative Ryan votes yes.
and Senator Summers. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And finally, we have proposed regulation 2024-027A from the Department of Social Services, alternative payment methodologies. I'd entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Senator Kissel, second by Representative Godfrey. Any discussion on this? And we'll start with my good co-chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of quick questions for the agency, if somebody's here and can answer them. Who should I address these questions to?
Claudia Henderson is on, as well as Fatmata Williams. If either of you'd like to unmute yourselves, Nina Holmes.
I will ask, and hopefully one of you can answer. There were some questions from some stakeholders that came up a little late in the game, so I apologize for not getting to you sooner. But can you, could one of you please help explain how providers would understand exactly what's included in this maternity bundle episode, and also go into a little bit about how performance is actually going to be measured as it relates to quality? And I'll address that to whomever is most appropriate to answer.
Thank you, Representative Carpino. My name is Fatmata Williams, and I am the Deputy Medicaid Director, and I am also one of the co-authors of this maternity bundle. So as it relates to your question regarding how providers will know what's included in the episode, we worked with providers very closely right from the beginning of this bundle development. We looked at their historical utilization of what they were providing as specific provider practices, and then we also looked at statewide utilization. We analyzed all those cases through our actuarial firm that we use, and providers had the opportunity to also review their specific case rates because it is specific to that particular practice. Ask questions. We had provider clinics. We met with providers around August through November of 2024 to make sure that we answered any questions that they would have of what's included in the bundle, which is mostly all the routine pregnancy visits, as well as any in-house labs. And they understood what was excluded, and we still have open clinics and provider forums to answer any specific provider questions. There has been ongoing communication and collaboration. So unless there are specific questions as to specific providers, I'm not sure, how to respond to that, but there's open communication and they can reach out to us anytime. We even had a provider forum yesterday, of which I was a participant as well.
And I thank you for that. I will tell you that there are still questions because a number of us on this committee heard from provider in the state, like I indicated late yesterday. So I appreciate your answer. I do think that there are still very many unanswered questions. I do hope that if we pass this, that this will not impact the number of providers who are participating. I suspect we'll see it later again, perhaps in public health as we re-examine some of this. It's an important issue. We waited a really long time for these regs, but as much as there perhaps was open communication, I do think that there are still some unanswered questions. I will thank you, Madam Co-Chair. I will defer to some of my colleagues, I think, who have some additional questions.
Thank you so much. And I see Senator Austin has the next question.
Thank you. And I appreciate Representative Carpino's questions, and I appreciate the department's response, but I find that this has not been really fully vetted by the providers, and the questions that are there relative to what the reimbursement rates will be is a really huge concern still, and many of them think that the direction that this is headed will see providers not have the correct reimbursement rates to allow them to stay in business. And we already don't have enough providers in this area, in particular in certain communities. So I'm not certain that DSS has answered questions. And while having something yesterday is encouraging that it happened yesterday, but these regulations were submitted to us a month ago. And to have something for providers yesterday is kind of putting the cart before the horse, saying, here are the regulations, and now we'll meet with people. And that's what it feels like. Whether that is the actual impact, I'm not certain that I can support the regulations as they are today without further review for, in particular, what those rates will be. And I'd like to have an understanding, if you have an idea, we, in the last session, we increased the ability for some rates to increase. Is this one of the rates that will see an increase in payments for the maternity bundle?
Senator Austin, let me answer your question, and then maybe my colleague Nina will also jump on to see exactly what provider types are going to get the rates. The meeting did not just happen yesterday. We have been meeting with providers. We developed this model together with all of the Connecticut OBGYN providers. We have been meeting over time. We looked at their historical payments. We looked at the fee-for-service case rates. We added additional dollars for doulas and lactation supports. And there will be questions. We're not going to be able to answer all the questions because this is a program that was implemented in January of this year, and we're answering the questions as we go along. Yes, providers are anxious about getting enough money to be financially viable and sustainable. But what we're seeing right now, just through 8 months, and again, it is preliminary data, I can't really say yay or nay. There's nothing to show that providers are going to be impacted adversely. There's also the opportunity for providers to earn shared savings because of the quality measures. And I think Representative Carpino did ask that question. We have 10 quality measures, 5 of which are pay for performance and 5 of which are pay for reporting measures, because that's how we're going to monitor, in fact, that we are moving the program where we want it to go, such as decreasing medically unnecessary cesarean section, looking at maternal adverse events measures. The more providers perform in these areas, even doula utilization and lactation supports, looking at behavioral health outcomes, they will in fact be able to earn payments, and they can ask us to review, to do a desk review of their shared savings to see whether in fact, based on what they're seeing and what our data is showing, they are actually earning and getting paid for the work that they have done. There's also the opportunity for a retrospective reconciliation after the delivery. So this is all a work in progress, and all of what I'm saying, the providers are very aware of this. So there will be ongoing questions, but we have made that opportunity to meet with providers. We meet with providers monthly. Providers are also able to have one-to-one direct meetings with us, our actuarial firm, Mercer, with our medical ASO, the Community Health Network of Connecticut. So there's been ongoing conversations. So I'm sorry if you felt like the meeting that it was only yesterday that we had a meeting based on what I was saying. We've been having provider forums all along. Again, like I said, with one-to-one meetings with specific practices that are presenting with specific issues where they need specific answers. So I appreciate that you want, to not support this and let it go further. But just so you know that this is not a new communication. We've been meeting with providers all along, and there's nothing to show right now that they will be adversely impacted financially.
So I believe that my other colleagues have questions and concerns, but may see this as a step forward. I'm not speaking for anybody else but myself, but I do think that this is one of those things that is very important to many of us. The maternity bundle package and maternity outcomes in the state of Connecticut are not good right now, and we need to move things forward. So I just think that even when we were voting on these particular structures in the legislature, there were a lot of concerns that people were not going to get the necessary rates to be successful and stay in the business of working with pregnancy and in particular at-risk people. So I am still worried. I'll pay attention to what people are saying. I don't take this. This is probably one of the more serious regulations that we have relative to the practice of helping communities out with maternity. I'm not yet there to support this. And I would just say, relative to this issue, that we are providers going to have the opportunity. You say they'll have the opportunity. DSS is, because we have not provided the money. DSS has not seen an increase in rates in a lot of areas, and so one of my main questions is, are we increasing the rates for maternity providers across the job classifications relative to maternity? Is that one of the main areas where we're going to see an increase in rates for providers? And that will be my last question.
Famana, do you want me?
Yeah, Nina, can you? Yeah, I don't have. I'm trying to look for the grid.
Good morning, Nina Holmes, Department of Social Services. Thank you for that. As you mentioned, there was some money allocated and set aside for rate increases. The department is still actually in that analysis stage to figure out how far and how where these increases can be allocated to, and the potential impacts it has for these additional programs such as maternity bundles. So while I can't exactly answer your question right now, that is information that we can get to you as soon as that analysis gets in a further along stage where we know what impacts will really be felt in different areas.
Representative Wheelander.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm grateful that we did get the clarification that this meeting that was held yesterday was not a one-off, and it has been part of an ongoing conversation. I do have concerns about potential loss of any maternal services, especially given the across the board loss of maternal services that we're seeing in the state and other states as well. So it is important that we take these concerns seriously. But I was hoping if someone from the agency would be able to speak to what can happen in the future if this passes, and if we see that there has been a gap in payment and that could lead to a loss of services. What can be done by the agency and the legislature to rectify that?
Thank you, Representative Welander, for that question. And in terms of what can happen in the future if we see a loss, the one way we can figure that out is in the process that we have already built. In that, at the end of each episode, at the end of the payment year one, we are going to do what's called a retrospective reconciliation, where we're going to look at the total cost of care, looking at also what providers have earned in terms of shared savings, how they have done on the quality measures. Because we blended cesarean section and vaginal deliveries because we did not want to incentivize unnecessary, non-medically relevant C-sections. There may be cases where a cesarean section is medically necessary, and the provider is not getting enough because we had blended the rates. All of that will show up during the retrospective reconciliation, and providers will be made whole. However, if there's a data trend, if it's showing through our retrospective reconciliation that providers are losing more that they're pulling in, that will be another reason why DSS can come to the table and look to see, what do we need? Do we need more funding? We can definitely come to the legislature for that. But without looking at that, we will not know what's going on right now. And like I said, just through preliminary data, just looking at how the case rates are going right now, we are not seeing in terms of trending that the majority of providers that are participating in the bundle are being adversely impacted when it comes to their finances and keeping them whole. That's what I can say. But we have the mechanism in place if providers are operating at a loss to be able to bring that back to the table and take the necessary actions. And again, like I did mention about the quality measures, there is a lot of built-in opportunity to not only improve health outcomes, but for providers to earn shared savings as well by the way they perform on those quality measures, and it's 10 of them.
Thank you for that information. So just to make sure this is just clarifying it, there is an existing structure in place that will allow for any gaps in fees and coverage to be addressed, and there is an existing structure in place for providers to communicate directly with the agency if they are seeing in real time a gap in service potential services or the existing fees.
Yes, Representative Welander.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for that question, Representative Welander. Senator Kissel.
Thank you very much, Chairman Gadkar Wilcox. And I want to say I appreciate all the questions made by Chairman Carpino, Senator Austin, and especially clarification brought forward by Representative Welander, my wonderful co-ranking member. I don't have any questions. I want to thank Ms. Williams and Ms. Holmes. I don't know your titles, but thank you for responding. From DSS. And I'm not hesitant to criticize DSS for things that I feel aren't really spot on, but I just wanted to make a statement for the edification of my fellow members that I've looked at this issue. I sat in on some of these meetings that we've had going over the direction that they're taking. I reviewed this regulation this morning with my crack legal counsel, Melanie Dykes. And I just want to state a couple reasons why I am happy to support this at this time. First of all, I think a holistic approach is better for the moms and the children. I think that ultimately we will see better outcomes, but it is in the nature of changing a tire on a car that's going forward. And I share some of the concerns raised by my colleagues regarding providers. We don't want a system that will ultimately cause, for financial reasons in particular, their inability to stay in the marketplace and provide these critical services. That being said, though, when we're dealing with moms and their children and positive outcomes, I think that anything that sort of gravitates us away from a system that puts a number of procedures ahead of outcomes is probably worthwhile. In other words, they may run the numbers through their department and say, we need to do 10 C-sections a month to keep this possible outcome or this procedure viable in our practice. Is that something we necessarily should support? Well, if we don't have anybody out there that can provide that, that would be a problem. But should we prop that up financially while in some gray areas? It may be, as Ms. Williams pointed out, not medically necessary for a positive outcome for the mom or the child. Probably not. So I think we're moving in the right direction with a more holistic approach. The question that and to that extent, I appreciate Representative Wielander's questions in particular, because if there's problems along the way, there's ways that the department can address it, and we're going to blink our eyes and we're going to be in session again in February, and we in the legislature can address it as well. And maybe circling back, the committees of cognizance can maybe look into this a little bit, sort of see where we are if this regulation does indeed pass. But it's my understanding, and I want to thank Attorney Dykes, that right now, for the more individualized payment structure, which is more aggregated with a holistic approach, that you can, in the nature of a due process, appeal the decision for the payment. And there is a similar procedure. It may be difficult to disaggregate from the whole. It may not be as simple, but there is a procedure for the providers to ask for a review after the payment has been determined. And so I don't think that we're taking away any rights, but it certainly might be a little more difficult to clear the hurdles if you are a provider. So in totality, I think that the concerns that have been raised are valid. I don't want to undermine a system that is providing critical services in a difficult environment, but at the same time, my ultimate goal is moving in a direction for state services that is holistic and that is the most beneficial for the moms and their children. And I think that this effort by the Department of Social Services is the direction we need to go in. And I'm ready to make that jump today with my fingers crossed. But I think that the department's done a really good job of trying to assuage any concerns that providers have. You're never going to be able to make everybody happy all at once. And the proof will be in the pudding. And it's a little bit of a trust fall, but it's a direction that I think that we should go. And that's why I'll be supporting these regulations today. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Kissel. Are there any further comments? Okay, thank you for all the comments that were raised. And so without any further comment, Madam Administrator, will you please call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2024-027A from Department of Social Services regarding alternative payment methodologies, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections. Representative Carpino.
Yes.
Senator Gadkar-Wilcox.
Senator Gadkar-Wilcox votes yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes. Oh, I didn't see my face.
Oh, there
Senator
we go.
Kissel votes yes.
Representative Wiellander.
Representative Wiellander votes yes.
Representative Biggins. Senator Ciccarella.
Senator Ciccarella votes yes.
Representative Fishbein.
Representative Fishbein votes yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley. Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley in the affirmative.
Thank you. Representative Claire DeStitria.
Representative Claire DeStitria votes yes.
Representative McGorty.
Representative McGorty votes yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin will vote in the affirmative, but is going to keep a close eye on the impact of these regulations.
Representative Ryan.
Representative Ryan votes yes.
Senator Summers.
Senator Summers votes yes.
One more time for video, ma'am.
Senator Summers votes yes.
Thank you. We're all set.
Get her votes for the other two.
Yes, thank you, Senator Kissel. That's the next thing up is we're done. We're concluding our business on the agenda. But Madam Administrator, can you please check in to make sure no one missed any other votes and they want them on the record?
Yep, we just have Senator Summers. If you have a quick moment.
I do.
Proposed Regulation 2025-023 from Department of Consumer Protection regarding home inspector intern requirements. The recommendation is approval in whole with technical corrections.
Senator Summers votes yes.
Proposed Regulation 2025-024 from the Department of Consumer Protection, automatic fire sprinkler layout technician licensing fees. The recommendation is approval in whole with technical corrections.
Senator Summers votes yes. You are good. You can
Thank you.
We need you on appropriations.
She's definitely the best. Well, thank you everyone for attending today. I want to especially thank you for this very robust, rich discussion, which we will further unpack in class to be sure, just so you know, we'll keep going in constitutional law, especially about why we're asking these questions and what it means about separation of powers. So the students will hear more about that. Does anybody else have any closing remarks before I ask for a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I just want to congratulate Senator Austin on becoming a great grandmother. I don't know when that happened, but congratulations. That's a milestone.
Is Senator Austin? Yes, congratulations, Senator Austin. She's not on.
And for your students, don't forget Marbury versus Madison.
They're laughing. They're laughing. We'll get to that soon. That's coming up next week, Senator Kissel. If you have any comments on it, let me know. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. Very nice to see you. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Representative Carpino. Seconded by
Second.
Godfrey, I believe.
Representative
Bob's
Godfrey.
got it.
Thank you, and Senator Kissel. Multiple seconds. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Enjoy Labor Day.
Yep.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Thanks everyone for your patience when I had technical issues.